Welcome to our channel where we cover all things digital health. I'm your host. Today, we have an exciting executive report for you. The company, Tenpoint Therapeutics, is a clinical stage biotechnology company focused on developing small molecule drugs for the treatment of presbyopia, myopia, and other age-related eye diseases. The product, BRIMOCHOL PF, is the company's lead drug candidate and an investigational once-daily preservative-free eye drop for the treatment of presbyopia. On October 24, 2023, the company announced that the FDA has accepted for filing its new drug application, or NDA, for BRIMOCHOL PF, which was originally filed on June 26, 2023. The Prescription Drug User Fee Act, or PDUFA, date is January 28, 2026, and no advisory committee meeting has been scheduled. This is viewed as a positive signal for an expedited review leading to a likely approval and launch of BRIMOCHOL PF in the first half of 2026. The primary objective of this report is to analyze Tenpoint Therapeutics' BRIMOCHOL PF value proposition, market opportunity, and financial outlook to determine the company's implied valuation and ultimate return on investment. Let's begin with the product. BRIMOCHOL PF is a fixed combination of carbachol and brimonidine tartrate that induces a unique pupillary pinhole effect, thereby increasing depth of focus and improving near vision. It provides sustained efficacy of 8+ hours and utilizes a novel preservative-free formulation to improve ocular tolerability and patient comfort, ultimately leading to potentially higher long-term adherence. Next, let's look at the market. The global presbyopia treatment market was valued at approximately $20.2 billion in 2025 and is projected to grow to $29.5 billion by 2030, driven by a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 5.6% during the forecast period. Key market drivers include tech push and market pull. Tech push refers to the emergence of innovative treatments such as drops, pills, and implants for presbyopia, whereas market pull relates to the increasing prevalence of presbyopia driven by an aging global population. In fact, the number of people aged 60 years or older is expected to rise from 14% of the global population in 2025 to nearly 22% by 2050. Moreover, real-world evidence has shown that presbyopia treatments can significantly improve reading speed and reduce reliance on reading glasses. Additionally, the treatment effect is durable with minimal loss of efficacy up to 12 months post-treatment. And finally, the overall quality-adjusted life year, or QALY, outcomes are highly favorable, suggesting substantial clinical and economic value. Turning to the competitive landscape, AbbVie's Vuity is currently the first and only FDA-approved eye drop for the treatment of presbyopia. Since its introduction in 2021, Vuity has established market presence and captured a significant share of the market. However, BRIMOCHOL PF offers several potential advantages that could enable it to garner greater market share. Firstly, BRIMOCHOL PF is a dual-agent therapy, whereas Vuity utilizes a single-agent formulation of pilocarpine. Secondly, BRIMOCHOL PF provides near-vision improvement for more than 8 hours, which is longer than the 4 to 6 hours provided by Vuity. Lastly, BRIMOCHOL PF does not contain preservatives, which could mitigate the risk of irritation and other side effects associated with Vuity. These differences suggest that BRIMOCHOL PF could help to recapture dissatisfied Vuity users, as well as expand the addressable market to those who were previously unwilling to use drops with shorter duration or known tolerability issues. In terms of market access, Tenpoint plans to launch BRIMOCHOL PF through ophthalmologists, optometrists, and cash pay specialty pharmacies. Initially, the product will likely enter the market as a direct-to-consumer, cash pay therapeutic, and transition into formulary access as more real-world evidence and pharmacoeconomic data become available. Moving on to the financials, Tenpoint Therapeutics remains a privately held company. As of mid-2023, it had raised approximately $70 million in series of funding led by Forpont Capital Partners with participation from other institutional investors. In late 2024, the company merged with Vizius Therapeutics to strengthen its clinical pipeline. If BRIMOCHOL PF is approved and launched successfully, financial modeling suggests that the U.S. product alone could achieve $500 million in annual revenue by 2030. This assumes that BRIMOCHOL PF captures 7 to 10% of the U.S. presbyopia treatment market, which is currently valued at approximately $2.5 billion and is expected to grow at a CAGR of 7.5% over the forecast period. Applying a risk-adjusted net present value or RNPV analysis to this revenue stream along with accounting for development risk and discounting yields a pre-approval value of $950 million and a post-approval value of $1.2 billion. Consequently, the current implied value of the BRIMOCHOL PF asset is estimated to range between $950 million and $1.2 billion. Current private valuation estimates range between $500 million and $700 million. If the FDA approves BRIMOCHOL PF, the implied post-approval valuation would suggest that the company could be valued closer to $1.2 billion or more than double its current pre-money valuation. Finally, let's discuss the commercialization timeline and catalysts for Tenpoint Therapeutics. In the near term, the company expects to complete the merger with Vizius Therapeutics in the second half of 2024. Subsequently, Tenpoint anticipates the FDA's decision on the NDA for BRIMOCHOL PF in the first half of 2025. Upon receiving the approval, the company may plan to initiate the rollout of its U.S. commercial operations and initiate the launch of BRIMOCHOL PF in the second half of 2025. To fund its commercialization activities, Tenpoint is expected to conduct a pre-IPO crossover financing in the second half of 2025, likely raising between $100 million and $150 million from institutional biotech-focused investors. The proceeds from this financing will enable the company to support its commercial operations while advancing its pipeline, including the initiation of clinical trials for its next-generation product candidates. Tenpoint may also expand BRIMOCHOL PF into Europe and the Asia-Pacific region through regulatory filings or strategic partnerships in the second half of 2026 and the first half of 2027, respectively. Assuming successful execution, the likely IPO window opens in mid-2027. At that time, Tenpoint could target a valuation of $1.2 billion to $1.5 billion based on its strong fundamentals, investor demand, and expanding ophthalmology pipeline. In conclusion, Tenpoint Therapeutics is poised to disrupt the presbyopia space with BRIMOCHOL PF. The product's clinical differentiators, strong patient adherence potential, and robust commercial pathway support significant value creation. If approved and if the product performs well in the market, Tenpoint has a credible path to becoming a publicly traded company valued north of $1.2 billion by 2027. Backed by strong fundamentals, investor demand, and an expanding ophthalmology pipeline, we believe that Tenpoint has the potential to deliver strong returns for investors. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please show your support. Don't forget to stay updated. Until next time, stay healthy and keep learning.